Hi, my name is Roland. This is the State of Maine implementation for the FSMA application, Food Safety Modernization. And I'm going to demo the web application. Bill Wheeler will be demoing a piece that can go offline to do inspections in addition to what I'm doing. We have two major business modules in this application. One of them is called farm verification. The other one is inspection. In our menu item, both the business and the people in the main menu refer to farm verification. And then inspection, of course, is the inspection module. I'm going to start out by going to businesses. We have very good search capability. You can enter a keyword. It can tell you anything about, it'll give you hits for farms. So if I search for farms containing cow, it's going to give you business names, anything that's in the city that includes cow, like Moscow, a lot of different possibilities here. I'm going to go to people next and then come back to business. And I'm going to give you an example of a person who's has different roles in different businesses. All right, this is Lydia Jones. This is designed so that businesses, which are usually farms, are stored in one place. If you need to modify something about a business, there's one place to do it. The same thing's true about people. Now, people in what we store have email addresses and phone numbers, but we don't store the actual mailing addresses. That's all associated with farms. So one of the questions is, if you have more than one Lydia Jones, which we happen not to, but if you do, which one, make sure you get the right Lydia Jones. And we do that by displaying the associated farms. In this particular case, Lydia Jones is associated with two different farms. And I'm going to show you that. One of them is Josh Begosh, the other is Moo Cow. So I'm going to go back to farms. Whoops. Oh, help, I'm searching people. No wonder I'm not finding it. All right, here's the Josh Begosh farm. Now here I'm showing information about the business characteristics of the farm. Now we do store information about businesses that are not farms, and everything in this tab is pertinent to any kind of a business. If in fact it's a farm, we have a farm profile which identifies annual food sales and different things and covered produce, things related to a farm. Now you notice that this farm has more than one contact, including Lydia Jones here. Lydia Jones is a food safety manager for this farm. Now I'm going to go to the Moo Cow farm. Lydia Jones is also a contact for this, and she happens to be the owner. So this has been designed so that the same person has one phone number. She has the same, I should say she has up to two phone numbers, but those phone numbers pertain to her. If I change a phone number, then that phone number gets changed for her references to both farms. It's changed in one place. And so in other words, we don't need to store Lydia Jones twice because she has two different roles or two different relationships in two different farms. So I've covered kind of some of the highlights of our farm verification module. And I'm going to now head over and we're going to do an inspection. Right. We have a farm called Test RWW. And it's a large, fully covered farm, and this is the kind of farms they do inspection on. Right now, we have one inspection ID for this farm. It's number 30, and that has some activity to go with it. It has a couple of tasks that have completed, and the 4056, which is the government term for the on-site inspection, has an amendment. It's amendment 0. In other words, it has not been amended. Then it has a summary, which is also an amendment 0. It's not locked. You notice we can edit or delete the summary or do a report on it. Now, for the sake of this exercise, we are going to create a new inspection to demo the process kind of ground up. This is inspection 31. Make it an initial inspection. Start the inspection in the database. This checklist is for inspectors just to help them organize their work as they needed to. And now we have inspection 31. So, Mr. Wheeler, you may take over and do the 4056.
Thank you, Roland. My name is Bill, and I'll be doing a demo of the 4056 farm inspection form. When we wrote this application, we chose to utilize Microsoft Power Apps simply because we were under very short time constraint, so we couldn't do a lot of the things that we really could have done with HTML5 or something similar, only because we just didn't have the time to do so. So we chose to use Power Apps because it was a lot quicker. We could get the application developed, and we needed a way to collect that data off-site because there are many farms and locations in Maine that do not have cell coverage. So there's no way to take a computer out to those sites and be able to update a server account back at your home office. Using Microsoft Power Apps, the offline capability is available. You can collect that data, and then when you get back to have a good signal coverage and the application or the laptop or device reconnects, you can upload the information at that time. So to dig into this a little bit, Roland has created a inspection ID for his test RWW farm, and I did a search for test. It found the test RWW. It shows us the inspections that are on file for this. 31 is the latest one that he just created, so I'm going to select that. And if we click on New Produce Farm Inspection Observation, it's going to give us a form similar to what you're used to for the 4056. Let's put in a range of dates of October 11th to the 12th of 2021. If this was an amended form, I could check off amendment, choose the amendment number, choose the previous inspection that I wanted to amend, and bring that information in. We're going to make up some names here. So this is going to be Farmer John Jr., and he is the farm foreman. Test RWW is the farm. Let's say that John Farmer Sr. is the owner. In Roland's test bed, we didn't have an address on file yet, so I'm just going to call this 1 any street, any town, Maine, 04111. And in fact, I'll copy that, and I'm going to paste that into the physical location as well. Type of inspection, we'll make this one initial. Crops observed, let's say that these guys grow apples, and they also grow carrots. How's that? If they grew a commodity that was not in the list already, we could type that additional commodity in the blank space and it would add it in. So one thing that we chose to do based on recommendation is a lot of times if the inspector goes out to do a farm inspection and they don't find any problems to report, they didn't want to see all of the sections and questions available. So we checked off did not observe any conditions and we hide those questions and sections. If I check off did observe, it gives me a list of all of the sections. And again, if there's no information to enter in that particular section, we hide it until the inspector expands that item. So let's just say, actually, let's go down to pooling of water, and we'll just say rain gutters are plugged, causing water to pool inside building. Something simple. And we could go down through and answer all the other questions, but we're not going to do that for now. I'm going to do a quick signature on this. And just to back up a little bit, Microsoft apps, to utilize the offline capability, they allow an application called Power Apps app to be installed on an Android device or an iOS device. So utilizing either of those tablets, you can use your finger or you can use a stylus to fill these items out on the screen. It automatically pulls in from our Active Directory the logged in user and their title. So in this case, it's myself, William Wheeler, Systems Analyst. We had a inspection date of October 11th through the 12th. So let's say that this actually finished on October 12th and was issued to the farm. You can put in additional notes. If I could spell additional, I'd be okay. And we'll save that. And then we'll go and look at view save forms. If you have multiple inspections to do for the day, you would just choose another farm with that inspection and create that inspection as well. When we go to view save forms, you would see all of the items that you have done since the last time you uploaded these items. If you want to attach exhibits like pictures of items, if the farm had a document that they wanted you to include, you could use your tablet device to take a picture of that and then add it to the document and upload it along with the 4056. You could also take pictures. If I wanted to take a picture of that clogged gutter, I could take a picture of that and attach it to this form as well. I'm not going to attach anything for now. I'll just return. At this point, you could click on the item and pull it back up to make any edits that you needed to do. I won't make any edits at this time. Let's go back to the view forms. So now I'm ready to print off a copy of this observation, the 4056 inspection, and hand it over to the responsible party at the farm. If I click on Create Display and Email PDF, this is going to take a minute, but it's going to generate a PDF file in the background. It's going to email a copy of that to the logged in user, so it'll show up on your tablet if you have your email account loaded. And it's also going to display this in a minute on the screen. So there's my inspection form. It exactly matches the FDA form. This is actually a true copy of theirs that we're utilizing an encoding connector out of Microsoft Power Automate Flow to populate this data. You can print this to a Bluetooth printer or cabled printer in the inspector's vehicle if they so choose. That's what our inspectors will be doing. Once you've printed it and return to the app screen, it asks if we want to lock this item. I will lock it. So now that item is locked, I cannot click on it to make any more edits to it. At this point, I'm ready to send it back to base. I'm going to submit forms to the database. And that item is back inside of our SQL data. And I'm going to turn this back over to Roland to finish up with the summary inspection.
All right, I am back in the inspections activity tab for this farm. The same place we left off when Bill went and did the 4056. So I'm going to refresh the screen to get it up to date. You notice now we have an amendment number showing, and we have a status of the summary, the inspection report summary, which is not created. So we are going to create it. All right, let's see. So this is, the summary is intended for use back in the office after people have been out in the field. It provides some additional information that is kind of more prone to, more akin to working at the desk after the fact rather than being out in the field carrying a tablet around. And it takes the commodities that were put into the 4056 and includes those. And in addition, it takes the observations. This is the observation that Bill filled out, and lets the inspector add additional information pertaining to discussion with management or future corrective actions or other things. You can also add observations. So I'm going to, let's add a new observation. And I'm going to save. All right, so I've got some errors saving things that needs. I need to classify this. And that looks like the only thing it's complaining about right now. Now, the other thing I can do is we have two observations, and if we decide the second observation is more important than the first one, we can move it up, which I just did. Now, observation 2 is the first one, rain gutters is the second one. I didn't think what Bill did was as important as what I'm doing, so. All right, so email. All right, so we've now updated the inspection summary. If I go back to this form and refresh it, now we have a new status, which is not locked. In other words, it's been created but not locked. I can go back and edit it. I can delete it. I can also report on it. And this is a report which is designed to go to the feds. Now this, and this has a similar to the inspection summary report that FSMA users should be familiar with. So for a quick summary on inspections, we started out by searching for a business. And When we search for a business, it gave us a list of inspections. From there, we can view inspections and show the activity going with for those inspections. Then and then after that, we can either edit the inspection, can report on it, and that covers the inspection piece. Well, thank you for listening.